I had to message the guy, I had to explain who I was, I had to go into the vehicle, I had to drive to get money, I had to drive to his place I'd never been before, I had to meet him, I had to buy it, I had to give him the money, I had to get back in the car, I had to drive home. And at any point in time during that hour or hour and a half, I could have decided not to do it. I had to make about 500 conscious decisions to do it. And I can only, it's hard for me to look back and think of my state of mind at the time, but it was almost one of, and this is going to sound weird, it's almost one of elation. Like, this isn't a relapse, it's a celebration. You know, it's I can use it and I can be okay, even though I bloody well know I'm not, and I can't, and I won't.
You use the word elation?
Yeah, well, elation in the sense of, because I can never look at my life a day or a month or a week in advance. I look at my life as the next 45 years, which is just a really long time, you know, and it's almost overwhelming to me. And I'll be very honest, you know, I get to points in my life where I'm not using, I am sober, I'm doing well, and I just dread those next 45 years. Or 50 years, or 20 years, or however long it's going to be. Probably a really long time, because that's how it works. But I dread it.
How soon did you realize that that there was no going back, that you were in it?
When I relapse, it is my sole purpose. There is no in between. There's no going to work or using in moderation. It is full on, every day, all day. Every waking moment is desperate for it, or desperate trying to figure out how to get it, or waiting for it, or everything in my life becomes desperate at that point.
And is there a decision point to commit a crime then, or is that then just part of the desperation wheel?
The crime, well, for me, the crime kind of serves two different purposes. It's not only a way to continue using, but it's also a way to end using. Because I know, like when I committed my crimes, they're nothing new. It's the same thing I've done for 10 years, and I don't do it in a way that tries to conceal it. I don't wear gloves. I don't, you know, try to hide anything. I commit the crime in desperation, and then I retreat back to my, you know, my dungeon, as I called it, my apartment, and pretty much wait for the cops to show up to stop the cycle for me.
How did it feel when police showed up at your door?
Yeah, they said if I didn't open it, they'd knock it down, so I opened it. One of the officers in the hallway, because I believe there were 6 officers to arrest me. There were 2 in the hallway with their guns drawn, and I said, why so many? And I remember him saying, well, we were told to come along that if you started shooting, we're to shoot back. And I thought to myself, that's where I've gotten myself to, is you know, armed policemen with their guns drawn to knock on my door. That's where I've taken this, you know. What was I thinking? I was thankful it was over. I was thankful that the using was over. I had used maybe an hour before they showed up. And
did you have a gun? Could you have
no,
shot
goodness,
back?
no.
Did you want to get busted?
It was relief, because not only now do I get another chance to get sober, I get another chance to earn that trust back again, I hope, but I get another chance.
And you're hopeful that might be?
I'm hopeful, but I've done that before. And I did very well, but I went back again. And then I did very well, and then I went back again. And now I'm doing very well. And I can't help but think, what if I go back again? I don't want to go back again. Like, what if I go back again? I'm going to do all this again and I'm so sick of it, you know? Everybody sees an addict and they think that they want this kind of life, and it's just not how it is. I don't want to disappoint my family after I've made them so proud. I don't want to let down my nieces when we have such a close relationship. I don't want to walk back into a place like this and have officers look at me and I know they're disappointed because they thought he's going to be the one that makes it. He's going to be okay. Now I'm just the one that came back again, and I'm grateful to be back here because it means I'm alive and it means I get that chance again, you know. But I can't keep doing this. So I know that this is that pivotal point. I go one way or I go the other, and it is so much pressure. I want it to be a simple choice where it's just, I'm gonna go the right way and I'm gonna do well. But I know from past experience that I've wanted it before. I've wanted it so bad, and I've gone the other way. How is that not terrifying? And I mean terrifying.